Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions with me, Marianne, and welcome to your January 2022 readings. Woo! Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Pisceans. This is your reading. You're my featured sign for today, and it is actually the 17th of January. Now, I can go on and on and on about what's gone on, but I had uploaded the first 6, I believe, by the 1st or 2nd of January. And then ever since then, it's been quite an effort. And also one that, if you've watched me at all, for those that are new, absolutely welcome. For those returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really do. I love talking with you. I love sharing and doing the Tarot, Oracle, Love, Connection readings and messages that come through and guidance. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of delays. And yes, go figure. We actually, of course, let me go over the main astrological aspects for you. And that would be that we are definitely in Capricorn season. And we definitely had a beautiful new moon in Capricorn on the 2nd, which was very powerful and very important for all of us to, put forth those intentions and those dreams and ideas and write them down. And you know how good you are at that, Pisces, because you're very good at manifesting. You are very much in tune with life. You're one of the oldest souls in the zodiac. You're the 12th sign. You represent all of us, and you're so incredibly, as a water sign, psychic, empathic, intuitive, incredibly artistic and creative, and just so full of love, so full of love. I find you to be the most loving sign, love-worthy, love-giving sign. But that's just my own personal opinion. I've just met a lot of Pisces it's their main claim to fame. And so what was so beautiful, Pisces, is that we had Jupiter enter into your sign for the first time in 12 years. That happened on the 29th of December. It's been a couple weeks. Now, it did touch on your sign and come into your sign for 2 months last year, between May and July, at the end of July. And now you have it in your sign for the first 5 months through May 10th. And then it'll go into Aries, and then it goes back into your sign at the end of October through December. And I just want to wish you the most phenomenal, incredibly opportunistic, lucky, manifestational years of your entire life. And trust me when I tell you, it doesn't happen that often, but you beautiful Pisces, that is your ruling planet. That was your historically known ruling planet. And now, more modernly, it's Neptune. And guess what? Neptune is in your sign. It's been in your sign. Neptune takes a long time to get into each sign. And so 14 years or something of that nature. And so you still have Neptune in your sign till 2026 or something. The combination of Neptune and Jupiter, I mean, what do you want? What do you want to have happen? I know what I want. I actually have a Pisces rising, and I'm so, so grateful for that. Obviously because of Jupiter entering into it. But I've loved that part too, because I have a lot of air, and the mind is great, and I love it, and it's so important. But the heart and our ability to feel and really go past the third dimensional aspect of life, if you will, and just imagine and recognize the endless, boundless, borderless aspects of what life really is. It comes so clear and so much more alive during this time and this year. So I just wish you the most incredible year of incredible healing, which is what you do so well, and then just the ability to manifest and create some incredible things for yourself that you probably thought about or maybe not thought about, but will be happening. So take note, take heed. And then, of course, Capricorn as an earth energy is great for you. Earth and water are beautiful together. They're very harmonious, and they really help each other. They bring out the best attributes of each other, and it's just... it's such a natural thing, for the earth to be given water in order to produce and, plant the seeds that'll grow and so forth. I mean, it makes sense, right? And that's what's happening. So It's a 6-year. That's a Venetian Venus number. There's a whole lot of love, which you love. No matter what your gender is, age, anything, you are so potent when it comes to love. And people feel that, and they absolutely appreciate, they want to be around you, Setting the boundaries is very, very, very important. I think more so than maybe in other years. And I think that it's really going to ring true for you in your own way of some form or another. And mind you, we've had the retrograde, Venus in retrograde, since the 19th of December, and will remain there in Capricorn through the 29th of January. So, and then the shadow period. So that was very much about internalizing and kind of going over and being as honest as we can. And that's something that it's hard for a lot of Pisceans, because we want to forgive and just kind of let go and just say, that's okay. They had some issues and problems, and we all do, right? Forgiving is huge for you, but it's so much more now. And I think that, and I think it's going to be, like I said, independent for each of you. And it could be, once again, maybe having this great idea that you've wanted to do for a long time, and it wasn't happening. Either really believe that you're going to persevere and hang through, because you never know, and this is the year to actually make things blow up and expand, that you put your mind to and focus on to manifest, or just let it go and just realize you're so multi-talented that there's so many opportunities and other things available to you, which you'll find out. Just be very careful, if I may ask, to not overdo the opportunities, because then that'll just get a little bit too convoluted and a little bit too much. Because you need to be able to have time to re-energize, and allow yourself alone time. It's essential for a lot of Pisceans to create and to build upon your natural talents. I think love will definitely be in the picture for you on many levels, and it doesn't have to be romantic. I always make that very clear with my love connection readings. Love is about all forms of love, and it's definitely the deepest and the most important types of love that matter. And then this wonderful full moon happening today in the sign of Cancer is extremely harmonious for you too. But it just opens up your heart even that much more. And you probably feel a little more emotional than usual. You may cry in the drop of a hat, which is good and important and necessary, and you could just be so deeply, deeply in love with yourself, with your ideas, with your dreams and your trust, that that'll carry on. And to allow this time, as I think you do anyway, going with the flow, the two fishes just kind of swimming, and just the duality's there, there's the ups and downs, and there's the sensitivity, and the changes, and the currents are, constantly changing. You're very in tune with all that. But just knowing that everything's going to absolutely be perfectly okay, right? You know that. You're great at sharing that and teaching everybody that. And so I'm right with you. And I would like to pick your spiritually guided, highlighted connection that's really important for you. You can try to guess it. Probably would know what it is, but it doesn't have to be somebody you necessarily know. It could be an energy, simply the energy of this other sign, or definitely somebody coming in. This would be the year, the real, true love of your life, And I just think it's fabulous. So let me just see what, once again, Spirit wants you to know in regards to this. And that beautiful energy for you for January and onward is going to be Gemini. Woohoo! So, Gemini, another duality sign. I find that Pisces and Gemini are very simple and suitable and commonly grounded towards each other. I don't know if I mean to say grounded. I find them attracting to each other, but they're very different, which is, I think, a big part of that, because there's that opposition that's quite attractive. The similarities are that you are both mutable signs, And mutable means you are open and willing and able to continually grow and expand and emerge and look into things that you haven't done before. That open-mindedness is another way of expressing it, but also just the interest is there. Everything seems to perk your interest. You know, there's that creativity side of you that says, oh, that'd be kind of cool. I haven't tried that. And there's that. And, you know, you're very, there's no boundaries, once again, to what you won't try, do, or consider. The other very commonality is that, once I said originally, is the duality aspect. You've got the two fish going in two different directions, and then you have the twins representing, you know, duality of personality. A lot of times, you know, there's the higher energy and the shadow in all of us. There's the ability to see different perspectives is another way to look at that. There's this incredible interest in creating. I think that Geminis are extremely creative in their words. They're, as an air sign, in their ability to teach and to express and to communicate and to connect with others and have them understand. And, you know, they're fun and they're exciting and they're kind of this energy that kind of lifts you up and picks you up. And you know, of course, yourself, Pisces, is one of changeability and like the chameleon that they call this, your sign, and where you can take on other people. You're very impressionist. You're like very impressionable. So you take on other people's energies when you're around them long enough, and you become them, and you kind of look like them. And it's great for drama and being in, you know, an actor or something of that nature, which is a beautiful gift, you know, and it's kind of really interesting to other people because they're like, wow, you're like a blank canvas that can conform and change, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And that's, not everybody has that ability to do that. But you're always true to yourself and you're true to your heart, you know, and you're, like I said, you're willing to just be open and free to what life has to offer you, you know, and that's a beautiful trait. And so the two of you can really come up with amazing ideas and artistic endeavors and have great conversations, if nothing else. And so that's an energy to be aware of, and you may very well have Gemini in your chart as well. But we did have a lot of energy with the eclipses that were in Sagittarius and Gemini in the last year and a half. Well, now they've changed, and the North Node is now, as of this month, I think the 18th actually, which is tomorrow, changing into Taurus. So that's gone from Gemini to Taurus. So it's way more grounded, right? But it's also beautiful for you. And it's about Venus-ruled energy, you know, and that's in retrograde now, but it's definitely, you know, our magic of love and money and value and worth and everything, just anything you want it to be, how you feel, look, see, aesthetics, you know, and artistic endeavors, once again, coming through. And so I love that. I love it a lot. And then the South Node will be Scorpio, and that's extremely compatible with you as well. It's a very, very powerful, beautiful year for you, Pisces. So let me read the four major categories coming through in regards to this highlighted connection, but for every one of your love connections for the remainder of January. So yes, whenever you watch this is perfectly okay, because the energies are pretty much the same, with the exception of course, the two moons, one being the new moon in Capricorn and then the full in Cancer, but both very, very complementary and harmonious for you, which I love. So regardless of the retrograde, none of that's going to stop you. It doesn't. You're going to recognize and realize the hesitations and the blocks or things that are not keeping you from going too far forward, but you're very easygoing in a lot of ways that way. So you're okay with it. You accept it and know that it's for our highest good. And that's what I love. That's why I love doing your readings, and that's why I love connecting with you, Pisces, because I know you get it. And you teach me a great deal in my life. So your overall energy coming into January for the month is strength. Well, this is important, and I well, personally, I love it because it represents the sign of Leo, the fire sign Leo, the most, sun-ruled, vibrant, flamboyant, over the top, drama, leader, strength, courage, empowerment that we have in each and every one of us. It's in there. And sometimes it wans and sometimes it wanes. I'm not sure how you would pronounce that. But it's showing you that, my goodness, when we think and just stop, which is a great thing to do right now, and to meditate and to allow ourselves to feel deeply inside of us, with the Pluto aspect that's also very prominent in this full moon in Cancer, where it's about transforming and being real and being very, very honest with what we want to change and what needs to go, what needs to stay, to better ourselves, our lives, and everyone around us, which is what you think about all the time anyway. And there it shows us that, we have the strength of a lion and can be as mild and meek as a lamb. You see the lamb in the forefront. This deck is amazing and I love it, and I'd seen other readers using it. It is the Light Seers Tarot deck. The illustrations are gorgeous. The energy feels great in using them, and you can see the half lion, half human. So always recognizing that in the most difficult of times, whether it be a mental, physical, what's happening in the world, which is huge to Pisces. We take it on. We really feel people's pain, and we got to be very careful about that. But we also want to know that, we're always safe, and I know you know that, and that there is this part that's always going to be there, that's going to be able to get us back up and help us to, recognize our strengths and keep it moving, right? And keep it moving forward. Keep that vitality of the Leo as strong as we possibly can. All of us have had to be strong in some capacity in the last couple of years, and still remain that way. Nothing's completely changed yet. Of course, it takes time, and we know that. And we're moving in that direction, there's no doubt about it. But to recognize that, no matter what, just being very strong within yourself, which then, of course, creates this momentum and energy that goes outward and brings it back to you. There's definitely power in numbers in this capacity, and there is this need to connect more this year, and that's what 6 represents, the balance of things. And it's more about camaraderie, which is something you love. So these are just the energies that I'm picking up and explaining, along with the, kind of traditional messages that come through. Let me double check this. I think I'm not seeing it, but I think it's a pendant that is a heart. Of course, because Leos are also known for their passion, the deepest emotion and passion that is so heart-centered. They don't fool around. When they love the biggest and the most. You can relate to that. I know a lot of, by the way, Leo and Pisces that are very, very attracted to each other. It's fun. Over the 40 years of doing, readings and studying tarot and astrology and compatibility. And then look at on the arm, you've got infinity. So that's who you represent, just the constant, the cycles and the changes and the patterns, but the continuous, never-ending aspect of life, soul. So yeah, that's a gorgeous way to come in, and that's what's important when you're feeling like, okay, I'm not able to do anything this moment. I am not able to press forward as soon as I'd like, but you're okay with that, and you're stronger because of it. And it gives you the time to really sit and realize just how beautifully strong you are. And be that strength for others as well, is what's coming through. So the second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. And for you, beautiful Pisces, you have the 4 of Wands. Woohoo! Wow, with the strength and this ability to just be strong and still and trust. Of course, trust is huge, right? Having that faith. The 4 of Wands is the ultimate in stability, in foundation, being stable, secure, you know, whatever secure is in this world, but it represents that, and it's family, it's love, it's everything. It's just feeling like it's finally getting to a place where there's this grounded energy, which is so important for you. And by the way, as a water sign, you know, with this grounded energy that's so prominent with Capricorn, that's going to bring all this so much more to light for you, you know, and being strong and holding that truth and faith. That's a blessing. That is an absolute blessing. If things have been completely unstable in certain ways, and you recognize it, but you've held on anyway because you've never let go of your faith and trust in things working out, and just, you know, allowing timing and divine intervention to come through. And you got the tambourine, man. You're like, you probably could be a musician. You could feel like you're just this incredible wealth of information and artistry coming through, and this incredible second chakra. The creative juices are flowing, let me just put it that way, and it's making you feel amazing. And it's been a while, perhaps, and you never stopped believing it would come back, but there was a void of some kind, or something could have happened with the retrograde or way before, but it's coming through again. It is coming through. Write down things. Listen to and write down your dreams. There'll be prophetic dreams, of course. But Jupiter's working with you, and Neptune, oh my gosh. The imagination, the fantasy, the creativity, once again, is pretty phenomenal. So stay strong with all the other opportunities too is coming through, okay? And don't get too carried away, and don't feel like you have to do it all, okay? And your third category is that of finances or wealth. And you have the Magician. Wow. There's that infinity sign yet again for you, right there on the hood. There's that stillness within that you can create, that allows you to create and manifest anything your heart desires. This is your year. It's always been your years, but it's really, really strongly predominant this year. And you might even surprise yourself. I don't know. I just know that all signals are go. You are the master of your life, your spirit, your creation. And you can create anything. And you can create the riches you've never even imagined, because maybe it just didn't matter. Because I know for a lot of Pisceans, they're like, it'll happen. You know, it's not a focus a lot of times. I'm not saying for all Pisceans. Of course, there's the Pisceans that are absolutely focused on that, and they get that as well. They get it. And that's what this is showing. And wealth is, like I said, in many different areas. It does not have to be money. It certainly could be relationships, and you know how important that is to you. And I mean all forms. So you are definitely manifesting that. But also, especially the strength you have within to keep your body in one beautiful, you know, it's your temple. And to really, really nurture that and be feeling maybe better than you have in years. And that would be my main wish for myself and my manifestation this year. And then everything else just kind of falls into place as far as I'm concerned. When you feel good and you're able to do what you want to do, that's everything as far as I'm concerned. So there's that, and it's just keeps on getting better, Pisces. I'm not surprised. And I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect for everybody. I know there's going to be the ups and downs, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to be sensitive, and you're going to be, you know, and you're going to let that energy come out naturally because it needs to. You don't want to stifle it. But I can see many and feel many, many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful manifestations and transformations this year for you. Like next year at this time, you'll be like, whoa. What? Wow. Okay, and a lot of you will have made happen because you knew exactly what you wanted, which is always helpful. But there'll be more, I promise. So your final is your wishes and surprises category, or surprises and wishes. Surprises are beautiful. I think a lot of Pisceans I know love surprises. And we've had a lot that we didn't ask for, of course. Pursued through them, pushed through them, found out our strength, you know, worked with it. meditated on it, wrote about it, spoke about it, you know, any way you possibly can to get through it. And you did, and have, and are. And so the wishes are very much a part of that, and this has all been a continuum. So for January and moving forward, you have the moon. This is you. This is Cancer. This is the full moon. So what's going on right now, this moment, and then what, the moon for the next couple of weeks in January? Actually, not this moment. It actually happens at 7:35 Eastern or Pacific Standard Time, and differently in, you know, UK and such. Well, I see a definite feeling of allowing and surrendering and knowing everything will be exactly as it needs to be. Okay, you have this extra sensory perception for that. It is your gift, and I do call it a gift. And I think the releasing and surrendering is the most important thing you can do, because you're allowing at the same time. And I feel like you are spot on with whatever intuitions may be coming to you. Please write them down. Recognize those dreams. They're absolutely important information for you. And, you know, be true to your emotions, be true to yourself, and just, there may be some hidden things that you're not 100% sure, but you as a Pisces can actually see through that as well, and allow and ask for the clarity of that with the fullness of this moon. And this is an absolutely beautiful reading, and it's so much you. There's so much of you in this. So I wish you an amazing, you know, rest of the month. I want to be back for February. I don't know exactly when in February, but I have some things I'd like to do. Definitely want to do some readings. I'm going to finish with your oracle message, though. And I love this so much. It's the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards. And the thing about this deck that is so beautiful is it does have a specific message for each card, of course. And then at the end and the bottom is a question that you need to ask yourself, that I want you to ask yourself, and only yourself. And I want you to think about it for the remainder of the month, during your meditations, during your, you know, before you go to sleep. Put it in your subconscious and really give it some thought. That's what this is about when we have retrogrades. It's the internalizing. It's really being real and true. Like I said, Pluto is no joke when it comes to transforming and taking away things that we don't need anymore, but being real and honest about that and knowing what that is. Allowing for the right energy and the right strength and purpose to come through. And the Four of Wands, you know, the ultimate in comfort and you know, stability, whatever that is for you. Okay. Love, of course. So for you, I love the purple. These are all basically new because I just got this and I just absolutely love it. And it's Shannon Kaiser, who's supposedly an amazing life coach and just great. But all I know is this deck so far, and I absolutely love and admire and appreciate her for this. Wow. Looks like a full moon to me. You are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. I find it interesting that your wishes and surprises, or surprises and wishes card in this beautiful oracle message of upliftment and encouragement and inspiration and wisdom is pretty much exactly the same. That's how powerful you really are. That's what Jupiter, in an exalted sign of Jupiter, the benevolent, optimistic, expanding energy, you know, luck, prosperity, everything you can imagine, you know, happening in your sign now. You will exactly manifest exactly what you focus on. And it is number 34, which is 7. And that's incredibly divinely, it's a divine spirited number. It's also working through difficulties, which is another aspect of 7. 7 is, I do the most minimalistic numerology, but you can look into it and there's so many different layers to the number 7. And it is known notoriously for being a lucky number. So your question, Pisces, what thought pattern do you need to shift? Because, as it says, you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. So are there things in your subconscious you are not 100% aware of or want to be, which is hugely a part of the moon and the Neptune energy in your sign, which goes stations direct. The power of the two, to be clear and aware of what you're thinking at all times. And as I said, the Pluto influence that's saying, okay, no. Pluto's extremely critical and you know, the shadowy, you know, like, oh, this is bad, and it's and judgmental, and just beating yourself up, basically, is what comes to mind, can be. But I'm talking about just being truthful and saying, okay, wait a minute, I need to rethink and revisit how I speak, even to myself, okay? Because that could change everything physically, you know, outwardly, in the manifestations that you're creating, okay? That you're creating. And not feeling like you don't have that power ever, because you absolutely do. And we want it to be the best and the most joy-filled, love-filled energy possible. So it's beautiful, and it's looking in at the magic and the magnificence of everything, of life. I'm going to read to you what it says, though, as well, because it has a beautiful little passage in closing. So if you like what you're seeing and you'd like to be a part of my channel, please do push that subscribe button, thumbs up, anything, share, you know, all of that is beautiful. It's all free. Doesn't cost anything. I will be doing private readings, as I said, but I have to figure all that out and decide on how to go. It's basically going to be through PayPal, and I'll do video. I'll end up sending videos, is what I'm believing will be. Ask me if you'd like in the comment section. If you are interested in one, tell me, and I will let you know further until I undergo better understandings, which is part of my process this year with technology. But I know it's not that difficult. So all of that will be worked through. What have you been focusing on your attention on? Take a mental inventory of your current situation. What is causing you the most frustration? Now access your thoughts about that situation. Chances are your thoughts have been focusing on it too. We always get what we focus on. It's a law, or it is law. You may say you want more money, but you focus on how you don't have enough. Or you want to find true love, but you secretly feel unworthy of love. Or maybe you want to get healthier and lose weight, but you say unkind things to yourself in the mirror. You may have every intention in the world to move forward, but if your thoughts aren't aligned with your actions, your efforts will be muted. Not completely disintegrated, but muted. And muted is enough to realize you don't want any mutation. You don't want any muted aspects of yourself ever. You have this incredible, beautiful power, magical power, for lack of a better word. And you want to use it in all of its energy, and you don't want it to be muted, or you don't want it to be, you know, stifled, or there to be any scarcity around it whatsoever. And it's not to say we every single one of us on this planet have days and times that we have doubts, and we have, you know, thoughts that aren't our highest, but we can work on that, and we can absolutely change that. And this is absolutely the time for you. So with this full moon and the new moons and the Jupiterian energy and the Neptune, you have all the gifts and the power and energies working in your favor. And I want the very best for you. I truly do. So make it happen. You can do it. I have full faith in you. And I just wish you an incredible rest of the month of January. And, you know, as we go into Aquarian season. And lots of love. Open the heart like you always do. Thank you again for your time. Until next month, which will start your birthday season of the other month. I love you. Take care, okay? Bye for now.